All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Therapy Thursdays. I'm trying to get these going again, despite the ever increasing amounts of time. Oh my gosh. Okay, just to give you a little backstory, earlier this week, the Dune trailer leaked online. Wrote an article about it, and you know, it's so hard to try to get a video going. It's so hard to get a video going in the right direction with a lot of these restrictions going up on YouTube and other video sites. So, what I did, I heavily edited a video on YouTube, but I left a link in the description on um, Dailymotion, link to the Dailymotion site. And guess what? Just recently, they took down the they took down the video. They took down the video on Dailymotion. The YouTube video is still up, very heavily obscured. You get a sense of what's going on in the scene. Um, your imagination can fill in what's going on behind the balloons, but that's what I had to do in order to get the stupid thing up. Uh, I tried shrinking it, and it wouldn't allow. There's something in the algorithm where YouTube has the trailer. They do. That's what they're using to compare footage to, or at least their bots are. Lopter, Demon King of Inferno, hail! Yes, I've been having problems with a lot of my work as well. It's annoying, but that's Nano Reaper, hail! So huh, we got two regulars in. So yeah, we could talk about this. I am trying to get this freaking Dune trailer up, and guess what? Right as we go on, a Dune trailer, the actual Dune trailer without all the obscurity on my unlisted video. If you want the link to my unlisted video, I'll provide you guys the link. But let me show you what I've got right now going on. Look at that. Oh. Parrot Head, hail. So, Dailymotion apparently has the trailer now, and they have footage to compare things. And I had that trailer up for a good 2 days, and now I'm getting requests of, okay, hey, can I get a secondary, a link? Tried uploading it, and guess what? Boom, nothing. So yeah, I have. It's been blacklisted, guys. It has been blacklisted. Everything that I've done for YouTube to try to upload it to the YouTube platform, it gets listed. Other than the one with the balloons all over it, and it looks like I don't know what are some good sites, guys? Because I looked on Streamable, and they don't have any like the original user that was kind of industry adjacent who uploaded the video last week. His source was taken down, so I can't go back on that. The original post on Reddit that was taken down 2 days ago, and this is a problem because I think Warner Brothers has given every video site the trailer. I could try to upload it to Pornhub, maybe. That'll confuse the rhythm. But yeah, this is the problem of a writer, creator, editor. BitChute. You know what? That's one of the new ones, huh? You know what? I'm gonna try that while we're talking about some shit. So, And here's the thing, I'm not on BitChute yet. Oh, that might be... Wait, BitChute's kind of new, right? And it's kind of trending, getting trendy. They might actually have... They might actually have the algorithm up. God. Well, it's good to try. Thanks, Nano Reaper. But yeah, I really wanted to talk about this one thing. And I've been wanting to talk about it since Friday. And that is the death of Chadwick Boseman, the sudden passing of the Black Panther actor and the Five Bloods and 42 and just a shitload of other movies. He's been doing these movies last 5 years, just going at it one after another. And he also was doing all of this under the duress of what was it? Hey James, what's up? So yeah, he was doing this under the duress of his condition, cancer. Uh shit. All right, let's talk about this. Real. My work ethic has been extremely, you know, it's 50-50. Some weeks I'll be like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go at it. I'm gonna be 100% on this thing, and then the other weeks I'm just like, ugh, God damn it, I'm out. I'm out. I'm out of energy. I'm out of time. I'm I'm out of brain space. Yeah, but this dude was just pushing the limit. He was at the tip top of his physical shape while he was with stage 3 freaking colon cancer. Better shape than I'm in. Fuck. And on top of that, he was doing the press tours. He was visiting children's hospitals. He was visiting impoverished neighborhoods. He was taking kids on a bus to see fucking Black Panther. That is dedication. That is fucking 100%. And uh, extraordinary resilience. For those of you guys don't know, James is my brother. So hail to my brother. Give him a follow on YouTube. I don't know if he has any videos up. I haven't checked recently, but yeah, that's. But I think of my father and his last moments, and a lot of people who suffer from cancer and their last moments, and it is not a it is not a fun time, to be sure. And in that not fun time, you are down, out, and it is hard to get enough gumption in and of yourself to carry on. But this dude did it, and it makes me reflect on myself and my work ethic and what I want to do and what I need to do and where I see myself now and where I want to see myself, and the huge fucking gap between those two very starkly different positions. And they say that death is for the living. And yeah, fucking yeah. This dude was pouring out 100%, 100 plus. And what excuse do I have? Now, I'm sure he had like a community of people helping him out, and then a core group of people that knew what the fuck was going on with him and knew they had to do and contribute to make sure that, he got to his locations, he got to his trainings, he got to, that he was reasonably accommodated despite his condition. And they knew his condition, and as we find out, and I'm going to be writing an article about this, Kevin Feige, the studio head of Marvel Studios and pretty much all of the franchises now, and all of the creative outlets for Marvel, that's television and film and publishing, he didn't know. So he was making plans for Black Panther 2. He was talking to production teams. He was talking to, writers, directors. Ryan Coogler was lined up for directing the second Black Panther, not knowing that he had this condition that could have taken him out of the equation immediately. And it just boggles the mind, just like that. He's gone. That's like at the end of Iron Man 1, Robert Downey Jr. After the success of Iron Man 1, Robert Downey Jr. just clonks. Um, people think about Kobe, but Kobe had a great career. And he was starting on his post basketball career, raising his daughters. And yeah, it is close to home, James. It's freaking way close to home. Because now I'm thinking about what the fuck. So, yeah, our talents, our skills, our abilities, our the things that we've learned and honed and refined into becoming these sharp tools and skills. We've become these absolute monsters at this thing that we've specialized in. And part of me is like, okay, well, we need to fucking make sure that we're doing this. Hail, Toxic Man flu. Yeah, but we need. Here's what I've always proposed: that Hollywood has really shit the bed. That social justice and just garbage politics and all of this stuff being put into Hollywood and our entertainment and every aspect of creativity has really just amber turds on the bed. And those that are fed up with it, that are tired of it, instead of complaining about it, well, we could complain about it, but you know what? We need to just wipe our hands of it and do something different. And this is where you get Comicsgate. And this is where you get, the Fandom Menace. And for the most part, you got people who are willing to do, comics in the Comicsgate, and in terms of like illustrating, writing. You got folks like Ethan Van Sciver. You've got Peter Simeti, who supports Comicsgate. He will have Comicsgate writers and artists. And then you got the mainstream Marvel comic book artists and authors who sign pledges about not raping, and you got all of these politics inserted where you have to have X, Y, Z put into your comic books in order for it to sell in or to be part of this, inclusive environment. And you're just like, what the fuck, dude? I just want to make a story about the thing that I've been having this passion about for the last 2 years, which is, and here's the thing: Keanu Reeves made a comic book about a god who is drawn to violence, and that's it. That's the story. It's a white male protagonist in a story with violence. That's all you need. That's all you need. But here we go. Where's the females? Where's the minorities? Where's this? Where's the that? Where's the XYZ community? Star Trek right now is trying to introduce their first transgender and non-binary characters. Supposedly. Not knowing that the history of the franchise has been, we have genders of X, Y, Z, and then the imaginary ones. Why? Because that was a world beyond ours. Now, there weren't actors and actresses playing those parts, but those concepts were already in Star Trek. The reason they put this is because they wanted to have a trans actor or actress, I don't know what they are, and a non-binary. Put those in there. Great. Now we're checking off the boxes. Not thinking for a moment that maybe the reason that a lot of these trans or non-binary or any of these alphabet community members, maybe they don't choose them for the roles is they're not the best people for the roles. That's the thing of that I don't think a lot of people who are on the side of, the extreme blue side understand about the Hollywood casting decisions. It's not always about the person that looks the part or, the person who most identifies with the role. It is a person who can act the part. And that's the thing that's funny about acting. You have to act. You can't just be that thing and then be expected to act, because then more time to try to get the fucking scene going because you don't know what you're doing, because you have experience, nor do you have any, what do I want to say? Because talent, I don't believe, is something that's natural. Skill, precision, training. None of that is taken into account because, hey, we get to fill out a box. Ultimately, we need to reevaluate our entertainment and our creativity, and we need to hone those skills and create something new, better. Oh, they just made Wolverine gay. Oh, fuck. Iceman. He's with a new gay partner. And it's just like, okay, well, you're going to change all of our beloved characters because you want them to fit your fucking narrative. It's like no longer in the comic books, no longer in literature are two characters allowed to be just friends. They're always inserting this fucking thing of, oh, you know what? They must be romantically involved. They must be fucking in the corner. Like Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy. When I saw Batman the Animated Series, I wasn't going, wow, that would make a great lesbian relationship. Maybe in my later years. But when I was watching it, I wasn't thinking, oh, great, that looks like a great lesbian. I think they're lesbian. No way was I thinking that. In high school, when a bunch of girls were hanging out together, I wasn't thinking, oh, girl, they're fucking doing some orgies in the corner. Yeah, no, nothing like that was passing my mind. It was entertainment for entertainment's sake. These people were their own characters, and there wasn't this insertion of my prerogative into their story. It was the insertion of the writer's prerogative into the story, and the writer was following the canon of what was already established for those characters. Harley was in a relationship with Joker. Poison Ivy was an independent woman. None of that gave way to a lesbian relationship. And here we are today, 2020, in the cartoons. They're in a lesbian relationship. Great. Fantastic. The fan fiction has become reality. Also, fan fiction, the Mary Sue. And from all accounts, it looks like we have the Mary Sue, and that Mary Sue is called, I believe, Michael Burnham on Star Trek Discovery. Everybody waiting around to see what Michael Burnham thinks about what to do next. And yeah, kind of, because back in the day there was like, I remember reading it. There was a fan fiction about a girl named Mary Sue who was able to do anything and everything above and beyond what Kirk, Spock, and Dr. McCoy could. She was solving all the problems that was happening on the Starship Enterprise, and this woman was honored, praised, and they even saw a romantic relationship with her. Fast forward, you got this Michael Burnham character who Spock has to go to in order to feel human emotions, or to be allowed to feel human emotions. It's just like, okay, well, all right, this isn't the show. This is not the show that the old Star Trek fans would like, and I don't think anybody who watches the old Star Trek series will watch this new Star Trek series and be like, okay, this is great. But that aside, back to Chadwick Boseman. And all of this flow of thought is therapeutic in a way, because it tells me that we need to, yeah. It's because they can't write their own characters, because they would face the harsh reality of no one but their original characters and stories. Right. So we need to, I think, we've got enough creative talent in the Phantom Menace, in Comicsgate, in just this community of members who remember what the fuck we had. Dude, talking like Script Doctor, the folks abounding last night, each of them was able to bring up a better story than the ones that we've been getting out of Star Wars. When they were talking about John Boyega and his frustrations with Disney. And it's like, okay, so we know we can write a better story. But what's stopping us from writing a better story, from making a better film? And it's kind of like, remember back in the day, back in the 90s, where we had like two movies, studios competing for the same kind of idea. You had Deep Impact, you had Armageddon, you had, and they were all like meteor style movies where humanity had to face what was coming. One guy had to up a meteor, the other guy was facing the meteor falling into the ocean. And then these two studios were just throwing that stuff out there, seeing which one stuck. And guess what? It was a great time for cinema. You were watching something and you got an alternative. And now you watch something and that's the only thing that's being offered. You are essentially viewing reruns, but with a twist. Oh, yeah. Star Trek Discovery is following the original Star Trek characters to an extent, but with a twist because now we got Michael Burnham. And we got these new characters, actors and actresses who are racially diverse, and the writing is, I can't even describe the writing. Because I tuned in to the Comic Con panel, and they were doing a table reading of the last episode of Discovery Season 2, and dude, I wanted to fall asleep. They were talking about all this action. There was all this dialogue going on while all this action was happening, and I'm just like, what the hell? I'm falling asleep. And if anybody's tuned in to our Trek Tuesdays, I watch those episodes with bated breath. I am writing down shit because there's some like interesting concepts and design of the whole world that I pay attention to. And not just because the flaws. I obviously see the flaws, but there was actually they put some thought into why something needed to be opened in this way, in this fashion. Why there needed to be a struggle in this scene to, open an airlock, to create tension, to create a series of moving parts. Yeah, Hollywood today is everything. Today, everything is a reboot with racial and sexual orientation quotas and white man bad, okay? Oh, yeah. That's totally what it is. Yeah, I've actually yeah, Parrothead, I've actually watched a few episodes with Wes. Star Trek Continues, and it is night and day. It is old school Trek, and the feel, the tone, like the characters, the writing. Dude, where are those writers? McKinney. Oh, sorry, Makini. Hail. But yeah, every one of those things, every one of those, we are a talented community, and I think at some point we've got to get tired of everything being just leveled at us. Gender this, equity this, Why aren't you checking off the check boxes? Why aren't you just supporting this thing? Why aren't you just make an entertaining thing? Why can't I just have an entertaining thing? Okay, you won't give me that entertaining thing that I want, then I will take my money elsewhere. And then eventually we find ourselves in this kerfuffle of we have nowhere else to put our money because everything's shitty. Everything's shitty. I don't see like there's some stuff that I'm looking forward to seeing in the new iteration of what Marvel is bringing us. Like Falcon and the Winter Soldier, want to see what's going to happen, and that'll like further spark my interest in what's going to be next for Marvel Phase 4. But yeah, it's a stigma weaving through the entertainment industry. Yes. Just keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. And boom, revenue. That's why Keanu Reeves' campaign, his comic book campaign, just got up to, I think it's up almost to 500K. Um, but yeah, and the artwork on it is fantastic. It is nothing like a lot of these new artists are doing, where like you got like men who look emasculated and women who look like men. Um, yeah. So yeah, I am looking forward to Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I am looking forward to some extent, and I'm looking forward to what WandaVision can bring. But if they start throwing in all the woke agendas, then I won't have to put my money. I have some hope in Mandalorian season 2. Gina Carano is someone who does not take shit, and I like what Jon Favreau is doing to reach out to the fans and say, you know what, we need to listen to the fans. We need to embrace the fans. We need to stop denigrating the fans. So I'm just like, okay, cool. This is better than what we've heard from the Star Wars decision makers. And with this recent John Boyega thing, god damn, Rian Johnson is done. Disney is fucking done. The pandering is over. Well, I don't say it's over, but they're gonna get fucking called out on. Your pandering is done. And part of me is like, okay, I don't want to put my wallet towards those things anymore because, uh, you know, are pandering. They are absolutely pandering, and it's causing a problem throughout the industry, and it's causing a problem with me personally because I don't know where to put my wallet. And at some point, I've got to ask myself, do I want to put my wallet into these things anymore, or do I want to put my wallet into something I can build, that I can create, that I can make and have, you know? So, yeah, we do have creative talent. We do have people who have like amazing abilities within our community. And guess what? We have people who are fucking dedicated in our community. I will take Ethan Van Sciver's artwork over any of these new fucking Marvel artists any day. They had to bring back fucking Adam Kubert to get me back in. And he's doing the Wolverine titles, which, okay, yeah, I'm. But then they got like Benjamin Percy, who, is a 50-50. There's just a lot of stuff going on, and I think at some point we've got to ask ourselves, do we want to be continuing to put our money into these things that are slowly, and maybe not even slowly, quickly fading into obscurity? Or do we want to do as the Gina Davis movie is heavily inspiring us to do, make a league of our own? Pull our resources, pull our time, pull our energy, and just put all of that into something that we can create. And we can say, you know what, we weren't funded by these corporate shills. We weren't put into fucking straits by the pandering, the social justice warrior public. Yeah, Kubert could take my money, but Percy, see, it's all about the writing along with the artwork. Like, artwork is cool, um, but when you got like this shitty ass story to go along with it, it just becomes like a, okay, well, uh, I like the artwork. It's the whole package, you know? It's like that beautiful model on Instagram, or, you know, it, it's like a fucking, it's fucking Amber Heard. It's fucking Amber Heard. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Breathtaking, stunning, until you find out who she really is. And that's what Marvel is right now. It's fuck in terms of like, if they get a good artist. Beautiful. Absolutely stunning on every level. But then, the dialogue boxes come up. The insertion of gender politics. The insertion of fucking, the new wave. Yeah. So Nano Reaper, I think, yeah, because I picked up the Phalanx Covenant. I think I have two copies now, one in Oregon and one here. And yeah, Indie Comics, I'll probably be the way to go. I'm probably going to buy Peregrine, and I am probably going to, because Ethan Van Sciver, he's got these toys that come with the comic books. And I'm thinking I might put some money into there for Cyberfrog. Anyway, but yeah, we've got creativity, we've got talent, and back to Chadwick Boseman, he had creativity, he had talent, and he made all this shit under the duress of colon cancer. And it is a testament to all of us who are still living that maybe we should take a moment to reevaluate and put our efforts and our strengths and our uh, everything that we have into doing something different, creating, in being inspiring. And then fuck all this gender politic bullshit. We just want to create. We just want to make good stories. We just want to have something people can enjoy. I watch the old films and I say I do not see myself on screen in any of those movies that I enjoy. Infinity War, I did not see anybody on screen that I could say, "Hey, that's me." The testament of a well-written story isn't that you fucking, identify with a character, that you don't see yourself on the screen. The testament of good writing is that you identify with aspects of what they are and who they are. You empathize and you live that experience with them. It's not that the character is fucking, living your experience. It's you living their experience. Anyway, so this went on a little longer than I thought, but yeah. Um, well, thanks for joining me, guys. I hope this therapy's. It's been something that's been burning on my mind for a bit, and I wanted to talk about it ever since Friday. Yeah, I wanted to highlight this. Star Trek Continues is what happens when your creative team loves the material and doesn't bring BS into it. And I saw the cast, and when the credits roll, all those names are people that loved the franchise, who studied, who took a look at every instance and nuance of the characters and just honed it down microscopically to make it look and feel like the old series. To bring back, the people that were jaded and fucking tired. Ever since the JJ Star Trek reboots, I watched Into Darkness once and I'm just like, okay, yeah. I wasn't down with any of the writing, and that's whatever. But I really loved the fact that they did that, because not only, I don't know how talented they were talented, the writing team and the creative team behind Star Trek Continues. Um, and I saw a group of people who pulled their resources together to create that show. And I think it was 6 episodes. Um, and I don't know how much they were paid to do it. I don't know who threw their money to get all that production done, but my hat's off to them. And here's the thing, too. I don't know how many. We have money amongst the fandom. We have money, but I don't know how willing the fandom would be to part with that money to support an independent project that is on a larger scale, like a movie or film. Here's the thing about Keanu Reeves doing the comic book, because he has part creative credits on it. If they option that for a movie, they will cast his ass in it. Oh, absolutely, because the character on the comic book looks like him, modeled after him. I think it was like Matt Kind. He did the art and some of the writing for it. But yeah, that's and then a big studio will be like, okay, we saw this comic book here. It made about $500,000 over there on Kickstarter. Why aren't we jumping on this? Why? Because Hollywood right now is starving for content. That's why they keep recycling all this shit. And this is why they keep pandering to the new age bullshit that's coming in and trying to influence the writing and the scripts and the social medias and all this shit. And then the real fans are starting to speak out. The fans of the things that they are trying to reboot, and it's hard to speak about the things that are wrong with the industry when those at the heads of the industry are the ones wrong with it. Because eventually your voice just gets shut down. Anyway, eventually I'll figure out what we need. Like, I would like to figure out what we need to do, how we need to pull our resources. I, as an individual, I feel like I need to do more. But I am not industry savvy. I am not, crowdfunding savvy. I am not any of those things. I know we have a community that is willing to ride or die. I saw it last night. One of our one of our writers was afraid that, maybe not afraid. They were thinking maybe, okay, we could be doing this alone. But that didn't happen last night. A panel of just ride or die people just came to the rescue, and it turned into an interesting discussion about everything that was going on with the pop culture today, from John Boyega to fucking Star Trek to fucking everything that was on our minds, and it became like this. It became a great thing. People pulled together to make it happen because it needed to happen. The show needed to go on, and you know, I greatly appreciated the community. Tommy, hail! Yeah, we have a strong community who are willing to ride and die, and it would just take just a little more effort to get us to pull together to create something new, something interesting, something that kicks against the grain of what Hollywood is doing. A new Hollywood, let's say. Our own little corner of creativity that they can't touch, that they'll want in, but guess what? They'll want in because they want to fucking insert their little politics and they will kick their asses out. But yeah, it's something that's been on my mind ever since, I watched like 2016. Here's another thing about 2016 that I think is important to understand about the cultural landscape of the college campuses. I went to Cal State Fullerton. I'm calling out a bunch of shit right now. Cal State Fullerton, at the communications graduation ceremony, one Maria Elena, I forgot her last name, Cardenas or something like that. She came up and she was the special speaker because she was one of the journalists, broadcasters of Univision. And in her speech, she mentioned the campaign of Donald Trump. And immediately she was booed, jeered, and all of that kind of stuff. And it just went to show me that, at the time I thought it was okay, whatever. She just mentioned Donald Trump. But as time progressed and as my continued and failed search for any kind of employment in the journalism field, as that continued on, I started to realize, hey, maybe the industry doesn't want what I am. Yeah. I would like to send the collective after Hollywood in general's toast. Wow. Georgia gives tax breaks to filmmakers? I'd like to see that. But I'm not at that big fucking level of money yet. But yeah, at this ceremony, she uttered the words of Donald Trump. Didn't mention Hillary Clinton. Didn't mention the campaign that was going on in the future of the country based on whoever would win. She just mentioned Donald Trump. And in that, I realized there was a dog whistle kind of call that the journalism and the communications would become politically involved. And here we are in 2020. You have Jake Tapper tweeting the last picture of Chadwick Boseman, tweeted out as him with Kamala Harris. Again, another dog whistle. But it was an important point for me to note that we had progressed. That journalism was no longer journalism. That what I had been taught in school about journalism had been tossed out the window. It is now activism. It is now representationism. And it is no longer journalism. Facts are now opinions. And opinions are now facts. How you feel about a subject is now the truth of the subject. And it deserves equal airtime with another opposing, opposite fucking view. But But yeah, that's what I realized in 2016 at that ceremony. And that I would not have a job ever in this kind of fucking reality that was beginning to at that time. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining me. What I'm going to do is I am going to upload another video. I'm going to try to upload this spoilery leaked teaser trailer for Dune on BitChute. See if that works. Yeah, straight up propaganda. And hopefully this doesn't get taken down. Go see our story on Bounding into Comics about the. Yeah, I love you too, James. Yeah, story over at Bounding into Comics about the leaked Dune trailer. I have the obscured link up on there. All the other links have been taken down, and hopefully. Oh shit! Really? Well, Tommy, I'm hoping that I won't get blacklisted, or the video won't get blacklisted, because just I just shared a little problem I was having um, with Dailymotion, in that they wouldn't allow me to upload the fucking Dune trailer. Listed it. So I think WB is sending out the rounds. But anyway, thanks for joining me, guys. I'm going to sign off before I lose my voice, and I will see you again very soon. Take care now.